And the package designer in Visual Studio 2012 it's very similar to the feature designer. In fact, it actually builds on top of that. One thing in addition that's nice, it allows us to include additional assemblies in the package. So sometimes you might be indirectly referencing some assemblies that when you build your solution, they don't actually get put into the solution package. And so you can actually tell the solution package that you want to add extra assemblies, and then you can even mark them as safe. So in case if you have a web part that's using one of those assemblies, you won't get the safe control error, the dreaded safe control error where it says that one or more web parts on this page are unsafe. You'll be able to control all of that through the package designer. Also, you can manage the order that the features are activated when you deploy. You can shift that around. And then also, just like the feature designer, if you don't like the graphic mode, or if there's something you need to get to in the schema of the XML file that you can't get to with the designer, mostly everything you'll need is in the designer, but you can go into advanced mode and then just edit the solution manifest XML file directly. So right now, let's just go ahead and take a look at our existing SharePoint project, and we'll look at the package designer. Okay, so in our SharePoint project, I'm going to minimize some of these folders here. We have, notice the package folder here. That's where our package is getting put together, and this is it right here. So I can actually double click on that, and this is showing me the items that are in the package. And the items that are in here are, first item you'll see is just files. So this is our mapped folder. So you can see here we're just deploying the application page to our mapped folder. And in this case, the rest of the items in the solution package are just features. So what's nice is if you've wrapped things up using features, then you can drag the whole entire feature into your solution package. And I'll put this back in. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and leave this out for now. So I'm going to remove the application page, and we'll just redeploy our solution package. So I'm going to hit F5, or actually I'm not going to hit F5. The reason why I'm not going to hit F5 is because F5 will deploy your solution, and then it'll start Internet Explorer and attach to the process automatically. And then as soon as you shut down the browser, it's going to automatically retract your solution and delete the solution. So I don't want that to happen. I just want to deploy my solution. So I'm going to right click and just say deploy. And yes, we know about the conflict because we have an existing list1 instance, so we're going to tell Visual Studio to resolve that for us automatically. Now let's look at the output of what just happened here. Or actually, it's still happening. So you can see, first thing it's doing is let's just make this a little bit bigger so we can see what's going on here. So the build started, successfully created the package after the project was compiled, recycling the IIS application pool for our SharePoint web application, which corresponds to SharePoint-80. That's the application pool associated with this web application. Then it retracts the solution. It's deactivating the existing features. Here's our solution being retracted, then it deletes it. Then we're going to add it again. So here's the part where we found the conflict, we resolved it. And then it's actually part of the resolution is deleting that list instance. Now we're adding the solution and then deploying the solution. So from the solution store, from the farm deploying out to the web servers, in this case just one server, and then it's activating features. So here's our two features, and that's it. We left this out, so the layouts page did not get deployed. So let's go and look. Let's look inside our template layouts folder. Open up layouts, and notice how the layouts folder is my layouts folder, and that is no longer present here. So that means it did not get deployed. So I'm going to go ahead and just put it back. We'll save this. We'll deploy again. Yep, we'll go ahead and resolve the list instance automatically. And open up our layouts folder again. And now you can see we have our My Layouts folder, and our application page is back. Okay, so right now we have the list feature getting activated for the content type feature. So what I want to do is I want to move this up. And actually, let's first, before we do that, let's look at the output and notice how it's activating the feature My Custom List first, and then it's activating My Custom Content Type. So I'm going to highlight My Custom Content Type. I'm going to move it up. I'm going to save that, and let's just view the output, and we'll deploy again. And now we'll just observe the order of the features being activated. So now we can see our features being activated just how we want it. We want the content type first, then we want the list to be activated. And then the last thing we haven't seen yet is we looked at the manifest for the feature designer. So for the package designer, we can click on the manifest tab. So everything that we've done so far has basically resulted in creating this manifest XML file. And so you can see here's our template file, location, layouts, my layouts folder, and then two of our feature manifests, just both pointing to our feature XML file. And then if I wanted to, I could open an XML editor, and I could merge in whatever I type in here in this template into the package, or just overwrite the whole thing. I could say yes, I'm going to overwrite the designer, I'm going to edit in the XML editor. I could do that. Or I could say, okay, well, I don't want to do that anymore. I'm going to discard my manifest edits and re-enable the designer and just come back to the designer.